This is a real coaching call from inside of my Servant Leader Academy. On this call, we are working on the questions that move a seller from logic to emotion. Because if you don't know this, sellers do not make decisions to meet with you because of facts. They'll meet with you because of how they feel. Okay, you'll hear me coach agents through it live, question by question. Nothing is scripted, nothing is edited and cleaned up. This is what the real work looks like. So grab a pen and a way to take notes, and let's get after it. Okay, questioning, not just necessarily over objections and stuff like that. This is just conversating. Because what I've heard when we role play and we try to do this is you guys struggle with like, how do I go deeper? How do I, get them to open up a little bit more? Like, what do I do? And you guys go logic, right? We have to get them to open up. Now, I always like to relate things back to scripture because that's how I run my business. But Proverbs 25 always says the purpose of a person's heart is deep waters, but one who has insight draws them out. We talk about insight. That's finding out things you don't know, right? Now, here's the reality. Nobody hands you the truth the first time they tell you something. No matter what they say in response to your question is usually never the full truth. Maybe a little bit of it, but it's not the full truth. Okay? And your job is not to explain, argue. It's to draw out the truth. Make sense? So that is the anchor tonight. We have to draw out more information from them than what they give us starting off, no matter what it is. Okay, this isn't a trick. It's human psychology, just so you guys know. It's called a Socratic question. Everybody knows Socratic, right? We talk about Socratic questions all the time. Right? Now, the science behind it is people believe, obviously, what they say more than what they hear you say. We know that already. So when you tell somebody something and you try to make statements, their brain treats it kind of like a claim, like you're just saying this because you're biased. It gets checked, it gets processed, it gets questioned, and then they resist it. But when they say something themselves, instead of you guessing what it is, they're saying it themselves, their brain treats it as their own conclusion. They believe it, they own it, and they defend it. And man, do they defend it. When they say something out loud, they defend it. Okay? So here's another part to this that we need to practice today. Active listening. So whenever somebody's speaking to you and they're telling you about something, you need to be using active listening cues. Can somebody tell me what that means?
Gotcha.
Like where you go
Makes sense.
like where you respond, like you say, oh, or really?
Mm-hmm.
Or like,
Yeah,
Maybe like
right, you
repeating what
show
they
them that
say.
you're understanding.
exactly. You're making those little noises. You're showing, like, you're not interrupting them by any means and start talking, but you are going, no way, really? Are you serious? Like they didn't, you know what I mean? Like until you say something, you're just listening. You're going, oh,
Nick
really?
Davis is
Okay.
perfect with that.
Mhm. Huh?
Nick Davis is great with that. He'll be
Yeah.
like, no way.
Yeah.
He'll be like,
That's
yeah,
active
can you believe
listening.
that? He's like, oh my God.
You guys would never believe if you start just simply making those noises, they will talk so much more. Because if you aren't saying anything to them and you don't act like you're listening, they're going to think, are they still there? And they're going to stop.
And then it's awkward when they say, are you still there?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why you have to go, really? No way. Are you serious? Okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Like that gets them the cue to go, okay, let me keep going. Let me keep talking.
You're engaged.
Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and as you're doing that, as they're speaking, you're listening to what can I grab a hold of and go a little bit deeper on? What can I get them to expand on a little bit? So what we're going to practice today is we're going to group up in twos. And I want you guys to, one person is going to be the talker. One person is going to be the questioner. The other person is just going to simply answer the questions. They're not even going to ask questions back. And it's going to be up to us to find the full truth before moving on. So there can only be so much depth that you can take somebody before it becomes awkward and before it becomes weird. But I'm only asking you guys to go one or two questions max. If you can go more, go more. But there's going to be some things that people say that you simply can't go that much deeper, right? Now, before we get into practicing this, because we're going to use real estate and non-real estate, we're going to practice just doing this with life. But can you guys give me an example of a Socratic question? And you don't have to give me like the details. Just what can you say about what somebody asks or what somebody says that make it Socratic? Like what is like a template, I guess?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? What's another one?
Will you repeat the last three words that they said?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
maybe ask them, just so that I understand, can you give me an example of that?
Yep. Yep. So you guys get it.
Tell me more about that. One of them.
Yeah. Tell me more. Yeah. Something as simple as that. Now, only thing I would suggest is add a little bit of context in. When like Arnie said, oh, bad experience. Can you tell me more? What do you mean? Like, kind of give some context, obviously. Try to do that. Now, can somebody give me presumptive? What is a template for presumptive?
I mean, you already have an agent, right?
Well, that's an actual example. So when I say template, I mean like, so it sounds like you're saying X.
Sounds
What's
like,
another?
yeah, it
Means
sounds
you're making a
like
presumption.
Yeah, what's another
guessing-
way to start presumptive?
I'm
you would
guessing.
be like
I'm
the
guessing-
negative. Like
Yeah.
if they say, "Oh yeah, I'm not interested," or "I'm not selling right now." Oh, okay, so it sounds like you'd be against getting an offer right now.
Yeah, the template is it sounds like. And then you can either be corrected or confirmed because you can even confirm it. So I'm guessing that means the reason you sold or selling by owners because you're trying to net more money. Like that's a presumptive, but they're going to go, yes, exactly.
So I'm assuming.
Yeah, so I'm assuming, I guess that means, correct me if I'm wrong, but does that mean X? Right? Those are all presumptive. So you can use both of these whenever you're getting people to be challenged to go deeper on what they're saying. Understood? So I'm going to give you guys some examples before we get into practicing. So who wants to, Greg, what's your question real quick?
Give us examples before we start.
Okay, that's what I was going to do. All right. So if somebody says to you, Greg, this is for you. Let's do this because it's a circle prospect. Let's say they go, yeah, we've been in this house a long time. It's a good neighborhood. Now, there's actually two things you can go deeper on. What are the two things?
What do you like about the neighborhood?
Okay, the neighborhood. What's the other thing you can go deeper on?
Say it again, please. What you said.
We've been in the house a long time. It's a good
Oh.
neighborhood.
Oh, so how long have you been in the neighborhood?
Well, yeah, I'm just saying what are the two things you can go deeper on? The
Oh.
house a long time, right? What
Yeah.
does a long time mean? And then the neighborhood. What is
Yeah,
good
yeah.
about the neighborhood? Those are the two things you can go deeper on.
Right.
So let's say that you ask one of those. Give me an example.
Um, I could say, oh, so what do you like about the neighborhood?
Okay, so they tell you that they have great schools, and when their kids were younger, they attended those schools and they loved it. Now they're both out of the house.
Great. Okay. And how long have they been out of the house?
Just about a year.
A year. Oh, are they in college?
Yeah. Okay. So everybody, listen. Now he's doing what's called crab walking,
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
right? Because none of that really applies anymore to the pain.
gotcha.
So now that they're out of the house, where can you go deeper to?
Where?
Where on the conversation can you take it to go a
Yeah.
little bit deeper on that? What does being out of the house typically mean for those type of sellers? Now you can ask a presumptive.
You looking to downsize?
It
That's
must
not a
be lot of
presumptive.
work.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming now that the kids are out of the house, you got too many rooms. You gotta maybe move to a smaller spot or something like that.
Yeah, close, very close.
It must be a lot of maintenance, keeping up 4 rooms with only, I guess, you and your husband, right?
Exactly. There you go.
That's a good
There you
one.
go. That's a good one. Okay, what's another one?
That's like the pain.
Now, hey, here's a light bulb moment. You just went from logical to what?
Emotional.
Emotional. That's what our goal is.
It sounds like you might be or you could say like
I bet it's lonely there without the kids.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or how
Yeah, we miss our kids a lot. I mean, we don't really get to see them that often.
have you ever it sounds like you
What's
might
Socratic? Go right back to Socratic. We don't get to see our kids that often.
Oh, What do you mean? Oh, you don't see your kids that often?
No, they moved like 2 states away.
Oh, 2 states away?
It must be hard being an empty nester.
Yeah, it is.
You
It's hard.
probably like having that just a little bit of a break though from them.
There you go. I like that question. No, we miss our kids like crazy. We'd rather be right next to them. That's what we're planning on doing eventually is moving up closer to them. Boom.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like you miss your kids and you've been kind of thinking about moving because you want to be closer to them.
Well, don't just repeat back what I said. Don't just repeat the exact same thing. What does it mean with what I said? Why did I say that?
Okay. It sounds like you miss your kids and you want to be closer to them because you just miss them. So I'm assuming that you probably like you probably wouldn't even be ready to look at an offer though if like somebody came with an offer right now, right?
So there's a lot of ways you can take this. You guys see? You can take it. Arnie just went through like 3 or 4 of them. He was trying to decide which one to go after, but he can go after any of those.
Where would have you gone, Austin?
What would it mean to you to be closer to your kids? That's
Yeah,
where I would have gone.
that's a good one.
All right, so I'm getting confused between crab walking and presumptive or Socratic. So I'm not quite getting when does it
Crab
not turn into a
walking,
crab
crab
walk?
walking is going logical to logical to logical about their own, about that specific question. So you said, "Oh, your kids are out of state. Where are they at? Okay, they're here. Oh, are they in college? Like, are they in college? Is not. It's still a logical question.
Yeah.
Not the same thing. So it's like instead of going deeper, you're just going like this. You're walking side to side.
You
You're not
How
stayed,
going deeper.
you literally stayed on that same question and asked three separate questions about
Got it.
that one question, right? They
Yeah.
gave you a response, you asked the next question down for that same question.
Hmm.
Instead of pivoting and going
Yeah.
to
So
how do
basically, Greg, we're still talking about them being an empty nester
Hmm.
and being away from their kids, right? What you did was you started talking about being an empty nester, but then you started talking about the kids' life
Gotcha.
instead of their life.
Okay. I got it. I got it.
how do
It
you like I feel like it's easier, at least for me. It's like I just noticed there, like I went into the offer, I kind of went into
mm-hmm,
like where you went it, what would that mean to you? Which is a much deeper question. Like
mm-hmm.
how do you know how do you go into the emotion? Or is there like versus the logic? Is it just like practice or is it just like
It's
how do you
using the
stop
emotional
yourself from doing
grinder. That's
logic
what this
versus the
is. This
emotional?
is the emotional grinder. The emotional grinder is going from logic to emotional. So going a little bit deeper to where they start to feel. You start to ask them questions about things they feel and what they're experiencing. Now you're going deeper. Okay, so you're using the emotional grinder. Then number two is you're staying on chain. So I know that the why they were going to eventually sell would be to downsize. So my next question is probably after I ask, how does that make you feel to be closer to your kids? It would probably be, well, how come just not move closer to them and rent this one out? Alternative,
Hmm.
right? If you need to be closer to your kids, I mean, I guess what's stopping you from just moving up there and just renting this one out or keeping this one as a second home?
It looks like a really nice property. Have you ever thought about just keeping this one
Yeah.
and moving down
Moving
with
closer to
them?
your kids?
Oh no, I don't want to be a landlord.
What do you mean?
Well, it would just be a bunch of trouble.
Oh, so
Fixing
when you say
pipes.
trouble, do you mean like the tenants like messing it up, or do you mean something else?
Yeah, like dealing with tenants and like, pipe bursting. I gotta call a
Gotcha.
plumber.
Because then if you're up there with your kids, you're having to deal with all this stuff down here, which would probably be pretty frustrating, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I get that. Well, look, I don't want to keep you much longer, Arnie. I am curious though. I mean, I know you want to get closer to your kids. I know obviously that's a big thing for you, but I mean, am I wrong to think that it's probably not going to be for at least another few years, right? Before you even would consider that
No, I would consider moving earlier than that.
earlier than that. What do you mean?
Well, I mean, I don't want to wait 3 years. I'd like to get down there pretty soon, actually.
But you couldn't leave soon. I mean, you got a lot of stuff you have to take care of first, wouldn't you? I mean, it's a big house.
Well, yeah, we'd have to get it ready, and there's some work that needs to be done to it. And I mean, we need to find a place down there.
Okay, so a lot of moving pieces before you're going to feel comfortable moving, but you feel like you could get those in place sooner rather than later if you wanted to.
I mean, if we were motivated and we were
Yeah,
able to get it done.
right, right. So the word motivated, it can mean a lot of different things for people, obviously. And if you don't mind me asking, what do you feel like you would need to feel to build motivated?
I would need to definitely have a place that I can
Okay.
envision myself being at down there. So I can
Yeah.
like, okay, that's where I'm going to live. That
Mm-hmm.
would get me motivated. And then also just like knowing that I can sell the property, for at least a certain amount. And
Mm-hmm.
then just also just having probably some help getting the house ready to sell because it's a lot of work, and I'm working all the time.
Gotcha. Okay. Now that makes sense. A lot of people that I speak to tell me the exact same thing. That's why I was asking. So the first thing you would probably want to do is, I mean, you have an agent though, Arnie, right? Like you're already committed to that you guys already talked to, right?
No, no. No, I mean
Okay.
we know some agents, but we don't have one.
So there's a lot of, moving parts and a lot of processes that an agent can actually help you with, but I don't want to assume anything. I mean, if I were to be able to help you get set up with another property, get this home ready to go, make you feel confident, I mean, is that a conversation you'd be totally opposed to having?
No, I wouldn't be against it.
So that's how I led into it. You see how I checked off the next chain? Do they have an agent, right? I'm like, man, that's a lot to go through. I mean, obviously you contact your agent that you probably have, right? No, we don't have that. Okay, I just checked off the chain.
Yeah, that was
So
really good.
you don't need a script, guys. You don't need the script. That's what we're trying to communicate to you. If you know how to go through these questions and just take something they say, get them to expand on it, challenge it a little bit, they're going to unroll for you everything they need to.
So when you're doing that, what are you thinking? Like, are there like, when you're in that process, when you're listening to them, like, do you have a couple go-tos in your mind or like, because you've obviously done it a million times, so now it's probably like second nature.
One of my go-tos is being genuinely curious and saying, what do you mean? Like when they say something, I love just wait, what do you mean by that? Because like they say, well, no, they didn't expand. They just told me an answer. So I go, what do you mean? That is an easy go-to that works most of the time.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Not what do you mean,
Yeah.
right? What do you mean? You got to ask curiously.
The tone.
The tonality, right? Then they
So
explain what you mean, what they mean, and then you challenge it. But that doesn't mean this. Yes, it does. What do you mean? You see, it's like you can just keep using that same go-to. That's really my only go-to, unless there's context that suggests something better.
because you're assuming that there is, you're assuming that the real meaning is deeper than
Correct.
that first response.
The
Uh,
first response you get will always be logical. It will never be emotional. That's why
because
you have to say, what do you mean? If they still don't open up, you give them options. Okay, so when you say that, do you mean A, do you mean B, or do you mean something else?
And is that because it's just our brains are wired that way to give a logical response right off the bat as a protective thing?
Yes.
You don't
Yes.
want to like kind of be vulnerable.
Yes. That plus we're wired to answer questions. Just as children, like us growing up, we're all wired to answer questions. So we want to answer questions, but we don't know that what they're wanting. When somebody asks us a question, we try to give them the most simplest answer.
People love answering questions.
They love answering questions. It's just you have to make the questions about them, not about you. You have to make it seem like it's for their benefit, not for yours.
That's the
Yeah.
hardest part.
Hmm. That's why you have to take what they say and turn it into a question. Because if you just ask question after question after question, they don't realize you're actually listening to what they're saying.
Yeah, you can't just like move on and do a 21 list of like a
Hmm.
next question. If they say something, you got to ask, what do you mean by that? Like, you got to get under the surface because their brain is just like,
Yeah.
when you were when you were asking me those questions, I kind of felt like I was on the spot and I kind of had to like give an answer. But then
Hmm.
when the second part came, it was, it's like you said, it's like you're getting tested. But then when you say like, oh, what do you mean? It kind of opens you up to kind of actually let your guard down and
Yeah.
tell you.
Because you'll explain with more things when you say, "What do you mean?" It makes it seem like, "Oh, sorry, I wasn't very clear. Let me explain a little bit more." Just like when we were kids. Here's a perfect example. When you guys walk into a department store, you're wherever, somebody walks up to you and says, "Can I help you?" What do we all say?
No.
No, I'm
Just
good.
looking.
Just looking. What if the same person came up to you and said, "Hey, typically when people come in here, they're looking for something specific." What would that be for you?
That's better.
I'm looking for some shoes.
Now you're going, "Well, I'm actually looking for some shoes. I don't know if I'm going to find it yet." You just explained, but why didn't you tell them that in the first place?
Well, what do you mean? What type? What do you
Um,
mean by
No,
shoe?
I'm saying like when the person first asked you, "Can I help you with anything?" Why didn't you just tell them you're looking for shoes?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good question. I don't know.
Because you weren't specific enough. The
it could
person
be a
did
yes or
not.
no question. Can I help you?
It's a yes or no question, but it's also we as people don't assume that they want to know more. We're all shy. We're all kind of like, well, I don't want to tell them more than they ask. That's why the first answer they always give you is going to be very basic.
Right
I
on.
do
Well,
want I want to make a comment
What?
on like the importance of digging a little more instead of have you ever talked to somebody that they're just waiting to respond and it makes you feel like everything you said didn't matter and they were just waiting to respond.
mhm.
That's why I think this is so powerful because when you're just like, oh, what do you mean by that? Most people don't get that asked. They tell their story and the other person's like, oh, cool, I went there too. And when I was there with my family, you're just like, oh, okay. And I used to do it all the time. My friend reminded me about it. So I definitely noticed the difference when I'm like, oh, how did that make you feel? What was that
Mhm.
like? And then they're like, yeah, no, it sucked. And you can definitely tell them kind of like definitely digging more into themselves and they'll just reveal everything. So
People love to talk about themselves, no matter how standoffish they are. Like if you're talking to somebody that's very standoffish to you, it's because you haven't they still look at you as a salesperson. You first have to break that pattern. That's the number one thing. Remember, we have to break their pattern first before they're ever going to open up to us. Before we can even create emotion, they have to break patterns. So we have to start the call off in our A game. We have to break their pattern. We have to change their perspective, make sure they know that we're not here trying to pressure them. We give them full autonomy. And sometimes, even with FISBOs, you got to break that down multiple times before you can ask these questions. Because I can guarantee, Chris, like you probably struggle with this, right? Being like, what do I say? How do I ask these questions? They're being super standoffish. They're not even answering the questions I'm asking, right?
Yeah.
That
I'm
all starts,
struggling.
that all starts from breaking the pattern. That all starts from reframing what they think this is even about.
It feels to me that it's almost like being a therapist. Not that
It
I
is.
have one, but it's like, having, yeah, there's just little questions that I go deeper.
Hmm. Before you even ask them about what they think some of the best selling points of the property, anything about the home, to get them to open up, they have to see you as a safe person to do this to.
The problem is they don't, because I'm
Right.
just hammering them with questions.
Exactly. When you go right into it and you bulldoze through it, they're not seeing you as that. But when you ask permission, you ask the first question, and then you say, okay, well, look, this was the reason I was calling. Now, look, I would like to know more about the home, but I don't want you to feel like you have to stay on the phone with me. My goal here is to see if I can connect you with somebody, and I had a few questions for you. But of course, you don't have to stay on here if you don't like to. What do you want to do? Yeah, sure. Ask me your questions. Now, watch how much better they open up. Like you let them know up front, they don't even have to get into this conversation with you. That you can let them go right now, and watch how their tonality will change whenever you just tell them straight up. Okay, I've asked you the question that I said I was going to ask. Here's what I'd like to do next, but you have the freedom to say no.
So like I kind of had this experience at this open. I never do open houses. And most people came in, they were really nice, but some people were like I like introduced myself and then either they just started talking about, hey, why they're stopping by or whatever. But like I think I was like, are you looking, like, are you just browsing, or are you like actually looking, are you in the market or something like that? Like, what would be your open house kind of, like that department store analogy you use, like, oh, can I help you? How would you do that when people come into an open? I know I wasn't here for the open the other day.
Yeah, well, no, that's this Friday, the open house thing.
Oh,
Um,
they
so
walk in
I
the
got a good
door.
one. I got a good line if anyone wants to know.
go
I'm always
ahead.
like, hey, make yourself at home. And then to your question, Arnie, I'll say, are you guys looking in this area specifically? And they will usually be like, yeah, we are. And then I'll lead into like, cool, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,500 square foot. Is that what you're looking for? You need a little bit more. And usually like, yeah, we're looking for 3,000. And then I can even go on and on and on. But yeah, that's how I do that.
Yeah, a good question to ask them before they leave is, hey, if I was to come across something similar like this that was off the market, would you want to know about it?
Would you do anything
That's
like
great.
um how you said with that department store thing? Because it's like, hey, most people, hey, hi, I'm Arnie. Hi, I'm Jane. Nice to meet you. Most people are just stopping by the open house because they're just curious. Is there anything
Yeah,
specific
it would
that
be a
you're
little bit
looking for?
different. Yeah, it'd be a little bit different. Kind of like what Nick said. Once they come into the open house, I'm going to let them have their freedom. But I'm going to
Uh-huh.
say, hey, before you leave, if you can do me a huge favor, because what do people like to do? Favors, right? If you can do me a huge favor, just let me know what you think so I can let the seller know. Is that fair before you leave? They agree to that. I'll let them walk through the home. They come to me afterwards. They're going to give their feedback. They're going to do whatever. Some people still leave. I try to catch them if not, but I just say, hey, do you guys have any feedback, good or bad, that I can let the seller know? Right. I ask them, could you see yourself living here? Right. And if there's anything, if this comes across or another, property like this comes across,
Check your email just to see if it
hold
went
on, let me
through.
mute Greg. If another property like this comes up that's off market, would you want to know about it? Sure. And then I say this, okay, what's your agent's name that I can send it to?
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's a great one.
Because you're giving them full autonomy. And
Yeah.
they're so
What's your
used to
agent's name?
being.
Then I'll send it to. We don't have an agent, right? Because it's harder to think of a name on the spot than to say I have an
Yeah.
agent. Well, we don't have an agent. Well, would you be upset if I sent it to you directly? No. Okay. What's your email? What's your information?
Gold.
That's awesome.
That's great. And I thought I was the open house guy, but that is great.
I'm not an open house guy. I'm a communication.
No, that's how I made my business in 2018. I mean, that's how I started it. Just doing
Okay.
other people's open houses.
Let's practice this. We're gonna actually go out of real estate, take our real estate hat off for a second, and we're gonna practice easy, medium, and hard, like these statements. You guys got to go deeper on. Okay. So let's start with Greg. You ready? Okay. I got these written down here because I researched it before. Here's easy, medium, and hard. We're gonna go for an easy. All right. I had a weird morning, Greg. I got up way earlier than I meant to.
Oh, you had a weird morning. What do you mean by that? What happened?
I mean, I just woke up way earlier than I usually wake up.
Oh, wow. So, so do I go to the presumptive at this point?
Whichever one you think is going to make me go deeper on that.
All right. Okay. Okay, well, can you explain what was so different this morning than the other ones?
I just woke up early. I don't know. It was so weird because I could not fall back asleep.
Huh. Okay, I don't want to crab walk here.
Mm-hmm.
Greg, don't you want to know what
Would
time?
you be
Well, you know
against
what?
seeing a plant? I'm just kidding.
I'm assuming then, Austin, you probably were up late.
No, I went to bed like the exact same time. That's the crazy thing. I went to bed the exact same time. I took, some melatonin gummies and everything, and just woke up like 5 hours earlier.
Did you
So
have a
maybe
bad dream?
Put that into an ABC, Arnie, and that'd be perfect.
ABC. What's that? What's ABC?
Did you wake up early, you think, because you had a bad dream, or maybe did you take the right amount of the melatonin, or what do you think it was another reason?
Oh, yeah.
Did you have a steak for last night and then you couldn't sleep?
Good question. Yeah.
How's that
All
not
right.
crab walking? I'm confused.
Because what they're doing is they're finding out more. They're keeping everything about me. The only reason you were
Yeah,
crab walking before is because you took the focus off of the person and went to the child.
gotcha,
And
gotcha.
you were
Okay,
talking about their stuff, which has nothing to do with their emotion, right? Them going to
gotcha.
college, what college they went to has nothing to do with their emotion.
Okay.
Right. Now you could have said something like, so did the college they go to take them away from you? Like that would have been the same question, but related
Yeah,
back
yeah,
to
yeah.
them.
It's got to go back to them. Got it.
That's
Got
the
it.
only reason it's crab walking. Crab walking basically is talking about something that's staying logical.
Mm, I got you. So maybe going back to your example before, maybe I could have gone to something like, well, it seems like maybe something was keeping you up, was something on your mind.
There you go. Amazing. There you go. Amazing.
Got
Get it?
it.
Okay. Let's do Sharon. You ready?
Ready?
I've been really getting into a new show lately.
Do tell.
So it's called Dutton Ranch, and I'm only on the third episode, but I literally I've not been watching it nonstop.
What's so great about it?
I don't know. It just keeps my attention. It's a lot of stuff going on at one time, and it's keeping my attention. Now, what's a better question she could have asked?
What's it about?
What do you
Is it,
mean? What do you mean you
is,
like it so much?
you tell
What
me
do
more
what do
about
you
it?
like?
Is a horror story comedy or is it something else?
There you go. There you
I was
go.
thinking about saying, if you binge watch it, how were you only on episode 3?
There you
That's what
go.
I was
Good
thinking.
question.
That's what
Good
I was thinking.
question. But you guys would never have been able to create these questions if you didn't listen to what I said, right? Same thing with your prospects. All right, Jill, let's try you.
Okay.
We're thinking about painting the kitchen this weekend.
Oh, yeah? Have you picked out a color yet?
Yes, we have.
So what color, what shade of color are you going? What family? Are you going blues, greens, or are you looking at something more in the gray range?
Well, I think when we picked out, it's like a blue gray. Oh, it's awesome. It's like, but we have blue gray everywhere.
Oh, I bet that's going to look really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we like it.
So are you doing the painting yourself or are you guys hiring somebody?
We're actually gonna do it ourselves to try to save a little bit of money.
I gotcha. Yeah, it's a lot of work, but it can be worthwhile. Are you guys painting the cabinets too, or just the walls? How far are y'all
Just the
going?
walls. Yeah, we're just doing the walls.
Yeah, yeah. How'd you come up with that color? Because you say you have it everywhere. Did you come up with it? You found some fabric you liked with that color in it, or you've got a painting, or
It's
uh
just we had it other places and we decided to just extend it into the kitchen.
oh,
Now,
nice,
Jill,
nice.
you're doing great. Get it emotional. Try to ask how I feel about something, what I think about something. Get me to feel a little bit of emotion here.
So I think so that's pretty exciting. You're getting a new look in your kitchen. Um,
What was wrong with the old one?
yeah, what made you decide to change it? What was wrong with the other one?
It just felt really outdated, and it felt
Yeah.
like we were living in the 1800s and we were other part of the houses. It was modern.
Ah. So
Yeah.
so did you come up with this idea or is it your wife's and you're just going along or how are you
Well, everything's her
man,
idea, and I just say yes, ma'am.
you just add it to the honey-do list, huh?
That's right. That's exactly what I do.
And then you get scored points for the honey done list.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
What question can she ask me right now?
What do you mean what do you mean 1800s?
No,
What
no,
do
no,
you
no,
mean
no,
by
no,
that?
no. Think about it. I do everything that my wife asks me to do. Why do I do that? Because why? What am I trying to do here? What's the emotion?
Sounds like you're trying to
You want
not
to
get into
make
the
your wife
doghouse.
happy.
To try to
What?
please
How are
her.
you going to feel whenever your wife is happy with everything that happened or everything you did?
Okay.
You feel proud of yourself.
Your
Yeah,
age
So
range.
once you get that house painted, how are you going to feel when your wife walks in there for the first time and says, "That looks terrific"?
there you go. You just created
Ugh,
emotion.
that was so hard.
That's all you had to get to right there.
There was a
Okay.
little bit of crab walking, wasn't there?
It
But
it
he
was a
kind of
little
stayed on the
bit because it
color.
stayed logical. It stayed very logical. You want to get deeper into how somebody views it, how they feel, their opinion, things like that. If I'm just answering questions about it, it's not as emotional. I have to talk about something deeper, is the way that I actually feel about it.
Right. She stayed on the color though. Like I felt like the
Hmm.
crab walks, like she stayed on the color and what color and the shade of color and like instead of
Yeah.
going back to the original.
I know there's a bit, yeah, and yeah, but I do think that you have to
Hmm.
crab walk a little just to kind of feel your way around and make them feel that you care
It's
about it.
gonna take it. It's gonna take some time to get better and better at it. You will crab walk a little bit. As long as you recognize it, it'll go away. Like as
Yeah.
long as you recognize, okay, nothing I'm asking about the color is actually getting emotional. They're actually not getting there. But if I have to ask these questions to figure out how to grab a hold of something else and create it emotional, then you got to.
Okay.
That's what you have to do. So yeah, you're right. There was a couple sections that we're talking about the color that you could have went
Mhm.
straight down into more emotion, but you asked more
Right.
questions about the color, but you're learning it. As you're learning, you will crab walk a little bit. Just try to keep it about the person.
So let me
Okay.
ask you, if she wouldn't know there's a wife involved, how could she ask the question to make it emotional for you?
Can you add, what do you mean by that?
So the emotion came that how does the wife will feel about it when she gets home. So if she wouldn't know, like Jill wouldn't know there's a wife involved, then
Okay.
how would she be able to ask the question for you to make it emotional, like as a single person? Or I don't know how to
You
make it.
you can ask something that has to do with the home itself, and doing this for yourself or doing this. You have kids that messed it up. Like what was wrong with before? There's a lot of ways to figure out if they're alone or if they have a family, and you would just ask one of those questions in between. She got to it because of asking me who decided on it. Right?
Right.
She kind of made an assumption that I had a wife and that she was right.
But you know
Okay.
what? I got to be more careful about that because you could have a husband.
Could yeah, and I would have just corrected you.
Yeah.
Right? It's not that we're strangers, right? So it's like you don't know all this at that point. But if you just ask, they correct you. They can't be mad at you because you didn't know. You
Oh,
just say,
they
"Oh, I'm
can.
sorry." Well, I guess let me rephrase that. Was it your husband that actually had you doing it? Right? Yeah, it was. Okay. Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally fine. All right,
Okay.
Chris, you ready?
I am not.
All right, let's give you. This is still on easy mode, guys.
But
Um,
yeah, shoot.
I've been trying to read more this year.
Um, I hear you, Austin. I hear that a lot. Um, Tell me more. Like, how, uh, how how much have you been reading before? Like, what made you, read more this year than last year, or this month more than last month?
Okay, let's start. Let's choose one question.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
You asked like five questions. All right,
He
yeah,
wants
Chris.
to know it all.
I've been trying to read more this year.
Okay. All right. Okay. I hear you, Austin. What made you read more this year than more than last year?
What makes me want to read more this year?
Yeah.
Well, I noticed that the books I did read last year, they really had a big impact on my business.
Mhm.
And if that was the case, and I read more books, I'm hoping to have a bigger impact.
Okay. Okay. Tell me more. What kind of books are you reading typically?
Well, so this year it's a lot more mindset stuff. Last year was more tactical. I think I
Mhm.
want to get more of the mindset things this year than anything else.
Okay.
Okay, let's pause for a second. Let's pause for a second. Where can we take this to be eventually? Not this next question, but where can we take this to get some sort of emotion?
You
Because what did I
talking
say
about how it's
last year?
impacting your business?
How did it impact my business last year? Where do I want to take it this year? Right? How are you going to feel when you get to that point? That's eventually what you want to get to. Because think about what I said. It impacted my business last year. So that meant something to me, right? So now that's your emotional driver. is how the books, it's not about reading books, it's about the impact it made on my life. So that's where you got to take it. You guys catch that?
Just now.
Just now, right? But you got to think when they say something, where's the emotional hooks there?
What are the signs of the emotional hooks?
Well, the signs of the emotional hooks would be when you hear somebody say certain words and certain phrases that you know can create emotion. I mean, you just have to listen. If I say it impacted my life, do you think impact my life has more emotion behind it, or the books that I read?
Impact your
An
life.
impact.
Impact my life. So you're like, impact life. That's much bigger than books. So you just have to listen. What part of the sentence that they said means more? Which one would have more emotion behind it? Because remember, the first thing I say isn't going to have any emotion. But which door do you open that you go into and you start going down that line is going to have more impact or going to have more emotion behind it. The reason that we're practicing this it has nothing to do with the appointment. But the more they trust you, the more they get emotion connected to it, the more likely they're likely to say yes to the appointment. Okay. Now let's turn it into real estate really quick. Just for 1 second. I want Isaac to do it because I think he's pretty good at this. So I said, we were moving to Tennessee but for a job relocation and we couldn't sell the home.
Okay. How did not selling the home impact you guys getting over to Tennessee?
Beautiful question. Well, we weren't able to really find, well, number one, we couldn't find the home we were looking for. So we had a couple offers that came in. We ended up not finding the home, so we lost those offers. And now I'm going to have to push back my date of starting that new job that I have.
Okay. Geez. Gosh, how's that going to impact you guys' lives? I mean, are you
Well, I mean, we're okay. I mean, it's not it was a new opportunity. We got paid a little bit more. We've always wanted to live in Tennessee, so it kind of sucks all the way around. But I guess we can just try it again, next spring.
Mhm. I guess out of curiosity, I mean, trying to find a house, you mentioned you guys had a hard time finding a house in Tennessee. Was it rather like a lack of inventory or just stuff moving too quickly?
It was stuff moving too quickly. Like every time we saw a home we liked, we would try to, talk about it, talk to the seller's agent, stuff like that. And they weren't even going to take an offer until ours was under contract. But by the time we got an offer on our home, we lost that one.
Okay, I got you. Well, I guess, I mean, is it set in stone that you guys are already moving the date back for your job?
Well, I mean, not yet. I mean, we just now took it off the market like a couple of days ago.
I got you. Well, I guess, Austin, before I let you go, could I make a quick recommendation?
Sure.
I guess let's say that you were able to actually take a look at another strategy real quick, and it's actually something that made you guys feel confident that you could get your home under contract and you guys could actually present a strong offer over there in Tennessee. I mean, would there be any reason you wouldn't want to take a look at that just before setting all your plans in stone?
I'll take it.
Got
I'll
it.
take it. The one thing that I would press a little bit harder on is desire before you ask that. Right? Have they
Okay.
given up?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the word if is so powerful. Remember this. Put if and then put something behind it and then ask if that's something they still want. Right? I know
Okay.
you mentioned it was hard finding a home up there, but I guess if you guys were to be able to find a home, and if you still were able to get this home sold and get that new job up there, I mean, is it too late for that? Have you given up that that's possible?
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, I guess not. I don't know. Well, can I make a recommendation? And then now when you ask that question, it delivers better because they just told you, well, man, like I want that to still happen.
Yeah. Okay.
You see, but did you notice the other questions were going deeper on, well, how did that impact you? What does that mean for you guys? Most agents would have said, oh, cool. Well, look, when are you going to relist it? The route Isaac just took created more emotion, which meant I'm going to listen to him more. Do you do that on your calls?
Yeah. It's just like you're like having a normal conversation with somebody.
I know, but yet we speak to a stranger that has a home to sell, and then we go, it's like we can't think about anything. We don't think about it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Hey, real quick, if you are getting value from what you're watching, understand something. This is just one call. Inside of my academy, we do this multiple times a week, every single week. live coaching calls, just like the one you're watching. You bring the objections you're struggling with, you bring the deals that you're working on, the conversations that you may be stuck on. You can bring the systems, the follow-up, the listing presentations, anything that you need help with, and I will personally help you work on them live. Okay, if you want to be in that room, all you have to do is click the link below and you're going to chat directly with either me or my team. You're going to tell us where you're at, where you're trying to go, and we'll tell you if you're a good fit or not. Because I'm definitely not the coach for everyone, and what I teach is not for everyone either. Okay, but if you're serious about doing the work, about growing your business, I'd love to have a conversation to see if it's a good fit. If it's not, no big deal. All right, let's get back to the call. Okay, let's see. Anna, you ready?
I believe so.
Look, man, work's just been a lot lately.
Oh, really? So what do you mean by that?
Well, it's just been a lot on my plate. Like, I feel like everybody's pulling me in 10 different directions.
Oh, man, that sounds very exhausting. So can you tell me a little bit more about it? What do you mean by just being
Okay, so
pulled
I
into
would
a
pull
lot of
back on that a
things?
little bit. You're asking,
Okay.
like, what do you mean? What do you mean too much?
Okay.
So I just told you, I feel like people's pulling me in 10 different directions, right? Well, that's got to be frustrating. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
But now how can you find out more about how I'm getting pulled in different directions?
Okay. So yeah, that sounds very frustrating, Austin. That I'm assuming you're in charge of a lot of things and you're not getting the help that you need.
That's how I feel. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of a one man show here, and I'm doing everything on my own. And when people want something, they don't get it right away because I've got a million other things, on my list that I got to do first. So yeah, it's frustrating.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you mean. So, do you think that maybe speaking up maybe a little bit more and trying to find somebody to help you out with certain things would help you release that stress?
Yeah, actually, I think you're right. I think if I need to speak up more to my team.
Yeah, I definitely get it. It happens sometimes, but it's probably just something that we would need to work on sometimes ourselves to communicate more, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where's the emotion? You're creating it. It's starting to create. One more question.
Hi. Okay. Um, so how do you think you would feel after you communicate that you need this help? Do you think you'll be feeling a lot better by, let's say, next week if you tell them today how you're feeling?
I don't know. Not that's close. What about asking a question about once I am able to get everything off my plate?
Okay.
What's that going to do? How are you going to feel at
Right.
that point? What are you going to be able to accomplish once you don't have people pulling you in every direction? You see?
Yeah. All right, Austin. So how do you think that you're gonna feel it? Or what do you think you're going to accomplish more once you get so many things off of your plate?
Probably a lot more. I'll have way less stress. I'll be able to take more time to rest and to do things that I actually enjoy doing. So that would be great if I could get to that point.
Sounds awesome. I think you'll be able to get things
Yeah.
straightened
So
out.
in a real conversation, you would now be like, so what do you think you should do? Like, what are you going to do now? Are you going to try to have that conversation? It would just start going down the line. But she created
Right.
emotion by talking about the outcome of my problem once it's fixed. A better way to have asked it is, okay, well, look, I'm sure when you have this conversation, it's going to go much easier. Things will get better. And once things get better and you have less on your plate, like, how much better do you think you'll
Mhm.
feel at that point?
Yeah.
Right. Because my very first thing was I've been trying, I'm just, work's been a lot, da, 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 da. That's just showing stress. It's showing that I'm like, man, I'm overwhelmed. So now you're bringing
Right.
it back going, well, now that you're not overwhelmed, how you going to feel then? Well, great. Emotion created.
Relieved.
Relieved. There you go. Okay. Let's see. Giselle, I'm going to give you a harder one. And then that last 15 minutes, we're going to partner up and we're going to do some role play. Are you there? Giselle?
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to mute myself.
Okay. Honestly, I don't really think about the future that much.
You don't. Like what does that mean? Do you literally only think of like exactly what's happening right now?
Yeah. I think about the past a lot, actually.
The past, how so? Like give me an example.
Like, I always think about, where I was before and how that's kind of where it's brought me now. But it's more so like, how do I avoid being where I used to be? How do I not go backwards kind of thing is really where I live at.
Gotcha. And random, dumb question, Austin, or I don't mean to pry, but like if you were to think about only the future, how do you think that would make you feel?
I don't know. I mean, if I always lived in the future, I feel like I couldn't be present.
Well, there's definitely a balance, but living in the past definitely isn't gonna change anything. So, I mean, like if you were able to find a way to like live in the present and think about the future, plan for the future, like how do you think that that might impact your life?
Probably a lot better because then I could actually grow. It's hard to grow whenever you're only thinking about the past.
Yeah, yeah. And if you were to grow, what do you think that could like do for you, for your business, for your family?
That'd probably be that would probably be not detrimental. What's the word I'm looking for? That would be the best thing that could happen.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
your class right there.
There was the emotion, right? So one other question you could have created emotion earlier is what is only focusing on the past? What has that done so far? Has that been a good thing or bad thing?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because then you would have been able to lead into why you're recommending thinking about the future.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody get
And
that?
it's funny that you say that because I actually thought about prying a little more into the past, but okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yep. Okay. So here's what I want to do. I'm going to partner two people up that hasn't went yet. Let's see. Let's do Casey and Karen. So here's what I want you to do. Karen, you be the questioner. Casey, you be the answer. You just ask her, Casey, you make any statement you want about anything you want. Karen, you go back and question. So what I want you to do is the exact same thing we're doing. You just think of how you can question, go deeper, create some sort of emotion at some point with Casey. You're muted, by the way, Case.
So I'm just going to say a statement.
Mm-hmm. Your job, Casey, is to only make statements, never ask questions.
Okay. I really hate it when it rains. It makes me feel so depressed.
Well, you're already at the emotion.
There's the emotion already. You're depressed. Rewind.
Okay. I really hate it when it rains.
Well,
Okay, she said, I hate it when it rains. Go ahead, Karen.
so yeah, it's kind of well, I was going to say it's kind of depressing when it's raining. I need sunshine. How does it make you feel when it's nice and sunny outside?
Oh, yeah. I love it when the sun's out. I just feel so energized.
There you go. Same. What um what does the rain what does the rain do? How do you feel when it rains?
I don't know. It's just so gloomy outside and it just makes me not want to do anything.
Yeah, I definitely get that. You can't go outside and no vitamin D. Where have
What's gloomy? Gloomy was the word.
What does gloomy mean to you?
When you say gloomy, yeah, there you go.
When you say gloomy, what does that trigger in you?
Oh, I don't know. It just makes me feel a little depressed. It just demotivates me. I just don't like it.
Thank God you don't live in Portland.
There you go. That was a little too ezy. A little
That
too
was
easy. All right, Casey, Karen, switch. Karen, you're the statement. You're the questioner.
Okay. I don't know if I want to keep going to the gym every day.
Good one.
Okay. And what had you going to the gym every day to begin with?
Guess to get healthier.
And if you stopped going to the gym every day, would you still be getting healthy?
Well, no, probably not.
So what makes you feel like you don't want to go to the gym every day?
I don't know. It's an hour out of my day, 5 days a week, Just getting up early and going.
Yeah, I totally get that. It can be a lot. But how does it make you feel after you're done working out?
Well, it does make me feel good, motivated.
So
And
here's one thing that I want you guys to be really careful with
Yeah.
is you don't want to sound like a therapist when you're speaking to people, right? You can ask that same question without saying, "So how does it make you feel whenever this and that?"
Yeah.
What did going to the gym do for you, Karen? If you did go every day, you were getting healthier. What did that do for you? That's the same kind of question, right? Instead of how does it make you feel? Because like it's okay if there's context that makes sense with it, but if you're asking a seller or somebody that you don't know, so how does that make you feel? They're gonna go, "Are you my therapist? What are you asking me for?" Create it in a way that's not saying, "How does that make you feel?" I'm not
Okay.
saying it's wrong, but I'm saying try to get out of that habit.
How did you word it again?
So what does going to the gym daily for you now? What does that do for you
What does it do
currently?
for you? That's a good one. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
Right. And then if you didn't go every day, I mean, I'm sure that losing a little bit of progress wouldn't be an issue, right?
Well, it would.
What do you mean?
I wouldn't be able to lift as heavy.
Okay, so lifting heavy is obviously important then.
Yes.
So I guess what's more important, is it lifting heavy or having more days off in the gym?
I'm probably thinking lifting heavy.
Lifting heavy. Okay. So, I mean, what do you think you should do then?
Keep going to the gym.
Oh, I mean, maybe a good idea. I don't know. It's up to you.
There you go.
You see, so it's not
Yeah.
how does it make you feel? It's what does it do for you now? What did it do for you then? Like, what did it keep in the home? What would that do for you? Would that actually be more beneficial? Is it more beneficial to sell it? Like, maybe you should rent it out. Would renting it out make more sense for you right now? Because if it is, that might be what you should do. You see how you could transition all this stuff into real estate?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do Greg and Dawn.
So who's doing what?
Dawn, you be the statement. Greg, you be the question.
Okay.
Dawn, you start with any kind of statement you want.
Trying to think of something.
Trying to think of something good. He's trying to stump you, Greg.
So what do you mean you got to think of something?
uh, living in Florida is the best place.
Oh, that's cool. So what led you to that conclusion?
I've lived here most of my life.
Oh, okay. Well, can you give me an example of why you think it's the best place?
Same question. That was literally the same question. Why do you think it's the
Jesus.
best place, and what's the example of a best place? Change the question.
Okay. Um,
He's
well,
lived there his whole life.
yeah. So, it actually sounds like you thought about this quite a bit. That it is the best place. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. And so it seems like then that it is the best place to live, that's really important to you.
Yes, it is.
Greg,
Oh,
has he lived anywhere else? Does he know what other places are like?
right.
You don't
So,
know, do you? You didn't ask. This is what I mean. Like, where does he come to the conclusion? Oh, well, I've lived here my whole life. That should be like, okay, so does that mean you've never traveled to other places, or that you've never wanted to? Or there's just so many things you can find out here. But the thing is I've been there my whole life tells you what? That he may not have experienced anything else.
right. Okay.
Try again. I've lived there my whole life. What's the next question? We don't want him to go,
Okay.
yep.
Oh, so have you lived anywhere else?
Yeah.
Okay. And so compared to all those other places you lived at, you concluded that, oh, you think this is still the best place, right?
Yeah, I do. It's always been the best place for me.
So then, can you just explain then, what do you get out of it? It's a best place, but what does that really mean to you? Like, why is this so important?
Oh, it's important. I would say that's where all my friends and family are.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I get it. Hey, I hear you. I live in Long Island. I can't think of any other place to live. So if a family is very important to you, I get that. So you really must like your family.
Most of the time, not always.
Don't get me started, dude.
All right, pause. So, where's the emotion at here? Where's it really? Is it the place he lives or is it something else?
Family. It's family.
Family. Okay. So, Dawn, let me ask you this. If your family lived in another place, would you still say Florida's the best place?
Yeah, probably.
Probably. Right. So would you stay in Florida or would you rather be closer to your family?
I'd still stay in Florida. I just would,
Visit.
visit. Yeah.
Okay. So now you see, right? You're creating emotion with the family, you're asking questions, but then earlier when he said, well, other places aren't as nice. Well, what about other places do you feel like it isn't as nice as Florida? You want him to talk about the weather. You want him to talk about, the things about Florida that makes it nice. So how do you do that? You ask him to compare it. What about Florida is better than the other places? Like what specific things about Florida do you like?
Yeah, I like going to the beach.
Now you're getting him to open up,
Yeah.
right?
Gotcha. So then you don't want to, he mentioned family, but you don't want to dwell on that too much. You want to kind of move away from it.
Yeah, but if you start asking, there's emotion there, right? Well,
Yeah.
if your family was somewhere else, I mean, would you still say Florida's the best place? Yeah. So you would rather be in Florida than to be close to your family. Yes, I'd probably still visit them, but I wouldn't live outside of Florida.
Yeah.
Got it. So being in Florida is actually more important than living close to your family. It is.
Got it. Yeah.
Now you know it's more of a lifestyle thing. Okay. But yeah, all you're doing is you're getting down to the truth. So what did you find out in that conversation?
I find out that that family is very important to him, really. I mean, that's kind of what in a nut, that's what I
It is
found out.
important to him, but what's more important to him?
Um, where he lives
Where he
and
lives.
that he likes Florida better than other places.
He loves beaches better than he loves his family.
Yeah.
No, but you see what I mean by that very first like thing that he said. You don't know this information,
Gotcha.
and to get somebody to open up to you, that's when you go deeper.
Got it.
Okay, let's switch. Greg and Dawn. Dawn, you be the questioner. Greg, you be the. We'll do a couple more of these.
Okay, so I have to make a statement.
Make a
Right?
statement.
Okay. I really love real estate.
Yeah. What would be your favorite thing about real estate? Is it the money or something else?
Well, it's actually about the freedom. I have nobody over my head, and I love that. I come from a corporate environment, and I'm rid of that. I am my own person.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. Uh, is it does it make you feel good to be your own boss?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I don't like being micromanaged. It just smothers me.
Yeah, and is it like a autonomy of your lifestyle that makes it not micromanaged anymore? Or?
Yes, absolutely. It also frees up a lot of time. I can do what I want when I want, as long as it's okay with my clients. So my friend wants to play golf. I say, okay, let's go.
Mm-hmm. Okay, pause. You think there's more emotion in pain or pleasure?
Pain.
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 Pain. Almost, Isaac. The reason I say that is because people will make a change not because they're getting closer to pleasure, but they're getting away from pain. People will make change faster if they're getting away from a painful situation rather than getting towards a more pleasurable situation. So pain is more powerful than pleasure. So Dawn, as he was talking about, I came from a corporate world that was always micromanaging, that was XYZ, and then you started talking more about the pleasure. How can you have created more pain? Or sorry, more emotion. I just told you the answer.
Yeah, being told what to do is never a fun thing.
Yeah. Make it a question.
Oh,
So you said you're in a corporate world.
Yeah.
I'm starting it off for you. So you mentioned being in a corporate world. Now ask a question about being micromanaged, being not his own boss.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you were in a corporate world where they always scheduling you on Zoom calls, without you even knowing that you had a meeting coming up?
Oh yeah, I have to tell you, my time wasn't my own. And look, if there's a meeting, there's a meeting. I'm always going to attend a meeting, but I like to be the one that's in control of scheduling.
Yeah, scheduling is important.
Think about it this way, Don. Think about when you're talking to him, you're stretching it back to the past, creating pain, then you're going to stretch it forward. You're creating a gap. You're going to take it forward to now, since he has the freedom. What is that doing? So when he said, "Yeah, I was on a meeting, I was half this, I was half that," and then he's like, "But I didn't feel like I had any freedom." And then you say, "So you feel like you have freedom now, though, right?"
All right, all right.
Right?
Well,
And cool. Okay, that's awesome. What does having freedom now do for you? You see how you connected to the pain, then you're stretching it to the outcome. Just like on real estate, we talk about their past experience. We talk about, if they can't get the home sold, whatever the case is, then we stretch it to the outcome that they want, that they're currently experiencing. What do they feel there? So you're creating a gap. You see what I mean? If
Yeah.
there's pain to attach to, you want to talk about the pain first and then talk about the outcome. Then talk about the pleasure. Because that's you're creating that pain and then you're putting yourself as a solution in that gap.
This is good. I like it.
Does this make sense to everybody?
No, it is good. It's good. Yeah.
Like this is whenever Sheila's in the role play rooms and Pedro and all of that, like they're trying to get you to think about how to ask these questions, not what's on a piece of paper, not what's on a script. It's what is the human saying? How can we attach to what they're saying, get them to talk to us more, and then move on to the next question? Let's do one more. Who wants to go? What two people? Let's do Daniel. Daniel O'Dane, are you available? Okay, he may be on a call or something. Who wants to go with Daniel?
I'll go.
Sheila? Okay. Sheila, let you be the questioner first, and then Daniel, you be the statement. And then we'll swap real quick, and then we're done. Let's hear it. Try to use more, Sheila, or Daniel, try to use more presumptive questions as well in this, not just Socratic.
But he's doing a statement. He's doing.
Oh, yeah. You're right. Sorry, Sheila. Can you try to ask more presumptive questions too?
I love my new phone.
Oh, you love your new phone. When you say that, what part do you like about it?
It's easy to use. It's not like the other phones out there where I have to go through a whole learning. I have to go to school to learn how to use it.
Oh, okay. So when you're saying you have to learn like new phones, is that an issue for you? Like, do you struggle through that?
Occasionally, I have an attention span of my 2-year-old, so
Yeah, I completely understand that. My son has the same issue. But let me ask this. If you were able to get to the store or even find someone that could help you through that struggle of learning the phone, do you think that you maybe would like the phones better when you buy them?
possibly I'm a visual person, so you just explaining to me it means it'll go in one ear out the other.
So in other words, if you actually had somebody that was sitting with you, teaching you how to use the phone, you probably would like the phone a lot better, right?
There's possibilities, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, good. The only thing that I got stuck on a little bit is you're talking about phones that he doesn't have. He has a phone that he likes right now that he didn't have to learn.
So
Right.
what I took from him is his struggle is
Learning the phones.
Yeah, learning the phones.
Right. But he has currently a phone, right, Daniel, that you said you didn't have to struggle with.
Yeah, maybe it was a bad example on my part.
No, that's okay. What I would want to see here is talk about, well, what did you struggle with before and trying to learn them? Gotcha. So the only reason you have this phone currently is because you didn't have to really learn it, right? So do you actually like the phone, or do you like that you didn't have to learn the phone? Is there a different phone you'd rather have if you just knew that you could actually learn it? You see what I mean? Because like, what did he actually buy the phone for? Did he buy it because it was easy or buy it because he liked it?
Okay.
That makes sense. But you did create emotion. Good. So that was good.
All right.
I just got to be a little hard on you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do. I have to. You're teaching these people, so you even though you're
I
like
know.
levels
I know.
above it, you're doing well. I still got to make sure that you're like on point.
Oh, 100%. I totally agree. I'm messing with you.
Yeah, you're.
And by the way, when you were saying Dawn, I was looking for Dawn
Oh, Dawn.
because you say Dawn and it sounds like Dawn.
Oh,
So
sorry. Yeah, I
I
was
was
talking
looking
about
for a
Dan.
Dawn, not a Don,
Dan. Daniel.
like a little bit ago. All
Okay.
right.
All right, guys.
Wait, we
Oh
got to
yeah,
get
flop. Sorry, switch. My
hello.
bad. Go, Dan.
All right. All right. Yeah, you thought you were going to get out of this, Dan, didn't you?
Sorry, I'm not letting up.
No, no, no. All right. I don't have enough time.
So, what do you mean by that?
There's just not enough time in the day.
Gotcha. Um, so it sounds like you're putting your time, in other areas of your life that you're more concerned with.
Can you repeat that? I don't understand.
I didn't understand it either.
Yeah, it didn't make a lot of sense. Start over. Sheila,
All
I
right.
don't have enough time. Go, Dan.
I don't have enough time.
Help me understand what you're talking about time wise.
That was a really good question, Dan.
Yep.
So I just don't seem to have enough time in the day to get like all the things done I want to get done.
Mm.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you have a lot going on with your life right now.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you trying to add to your life that you think you don't have time for?
I'm not really wanting to add anything to my life. I'm just saying I don't have any time. I just don't seem to have enough time in the day for what I already have.
Oh, gotcha. So you're not trying to add more. You're maybe you're trying to take away some things from your life.
No, I just don't have enough time in the day to get the things done that I have.
Do you think that maybe you need to wake up earlier to feel like you have more time,
Maybe.
or go to bed later, whatever the your alternative is?
Okay, pause really quick. Instead of telling them what they may do, let them say it. What do you feel like you could do? If anything, what have you tried to do to get more time in the day?
You haven't asked me if like how do you think you're gonna free up some time?
Right. See what they're already doing. So what are you currently doing now to try to free up more time?
Okay. So
Right.
what are you doing at this stage in your life to try and free up more time?
Um, I'm actually trying to use my calendar more so that I can have things scheduled so I'm not like overlapping in activities.
Oh, true. Yeah, no. So you think using your calendar, you're going to free up more, stress. Uh, I don't know if that made sense.
Daniel,
Yeah.
no, listen. She said, I'm trying to use my calendar. Is it working? Do you
Is
know?
is using your calendar working for you?
How is that working so far? That's what you want to find out what she's doing. What's it doing currently? You went the right way, but you stopped. You started going sideways.
Okay. So, repeat it one more time.
She says she's adding stuff to her calendar, trying to use her calendar more so she can free up
Yeah.
more time.
But then what you said afterwards.
Well, is that working for you
Oh, okay.
currently? Is it allowing you to free up more time, or is it still an issue?
So is the calendar working for you right now, or do you still see an issue with your timing?
I still see a little bit of an issue. I think it's getting somewhat better, so I feel like I'm on the right path, but I don't know. There might be maybe more that I can do. I don't know.
Gotcha. I'm at a brick wall here.
Okay. So she says, I think it's working, right? Which is showing good. It's showing that there's some emotion in that part of it. But then she also said, I feel like there may be something else maybe I can do, right? So what is she reaching out for right now? What can you do right now that she's open to hearing? Because she said it. There may be other stuff. I don't know. So that's setting you up to present what?
So asking, is there any other tools that you could use?
Well, she doesn't know. She said, I don't know if there's more. There probably is. So this is where you can be a resource. Well, I mean, Sheila, do you mind if I maybe make a recommendation then?
Yeah, go ahead. I could use all of that.
I mean, and again, it's totally up to you, but do you think that maybe delegating some of these tasks out to somebody else would help? Do you think maybe creating some tasks to make some of the things you're doing more efficient might help, or have you already tried those things?
No, I really don't have the money to delegate those things out. I don't have money to pay people right now, so.
I understand. So your only option of what I kind of explained was maybe making things more efficient.
Yeah.
Have you tried that yet?
And yeah, I mean, I tried to make them more efficient. Not all
Yeah.
of it is, but there are a few things I've made more efficient. Yeah.
Yeah, and the things you have made more efficient, you've seen a difference in.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. So,
Okay. Okay, so maybe we can sit down and I can walk some of those other things with you through it and see if we can make it more efficient and see if it'll help you out. I mean, would that be something you're opposed to?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. Maybe you have some ideas I haven't thought about.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, after you were, if let's say we were able to put some things together, made you feel more efficient, you had more time back. I mean, would that be beneficial for you?
Oh yeah, definitely would definitely make things a lot better.
Yeah, you'd feel probably a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's do that.
Okay.
Just like with a listing, is it you still want this to happen? Well, let's say we sat down and we did this. Would that be helpful to you? Okay, well, let's do that. Right? You see how you can still relate all of this back to real estate. How you have a conversation with a seller. Exact same situation, just different subjects.
You'll get it. Trust
You'll
me.
get it. You just got to practice it. That's why you got to show up to these skill trainings.
Yep.
Why you got to show up to the role plays because
Yes.
this is what we practice.
Yep. Don't be afraid of the role play rooms, guys. Seriously. Pedro will have one tonight. You guys should get on it, or I think he
Yep.
has one tonight. When is the one this evening?
It's at 5.
Yeah, you need to get on there. And there's one in the morning at 9:30. So no joke.
Yep.
No joke. Don't be afraid. We're all doing the same thing.
It takes reps, y'all. Again, I know earlier when we talked about the dialers and all that kind of stuff, of course, that's number one. Like we got to have these conversations, but the skill building comes in through these reps. Whenever I first started, I could not even get through a sentence, guys. I couldn't even, I forgot where I was at every time I'd make a call, every time I'd role play, I'd get sweaty hands. I would stutter every time. I didn't get to this point by just being natural. I'm not a natural, which means every one of you guys could also do it.
I'm 56. This is like riding a new bike.
Yeah. So, but I promise you, anybody who's gotten this, it's not like you just barely, oh my goodness, I still suck. It's going to click. It always clicks. Something in your brain clicks, but it never happens if you don't show up. You got to show up. You got to put in the reps. You got to make the calls. You got to do the work. And then it'll just all of a sudden start to work for you. I don't know why it works that way, but it does.